Alright, my fellow weirdos, glad you made it back to my favorite scary corner of YouTube. For the new friends, I'm Alexa, the resident ooky spooky girly around here. Not gonna lie to y'all, for today I didn't know just how spooky scary Utah could be. Like, yes, I'm aware of a lot of religious cults, but what I uncovered blew my mind. Usually I only hear about Utah when people talk about ski trips, Mormons, and occasionally the Olympics, but I might have to start bringing it up during Halloween. Hope y'all are ready, because it's time for some unsettling, scary true stories from Utah. Kicking us off in 5th place, we have the creatures of Utah Lake. Allegedly around 14 feet deep, the lake has been home to many a mysterious drowning or disappearance over the years, with numerous planes and boats rumored to be littering its depths. The creature of Utah's Bear Lake is the most well-known tale of the local unknown water cryptids. The local surrounding Native American tribes, Shoshone, Ute, and Bannock, were the first to speak about this creature. It was described as a giant serpent, or dragon-like beast, that would capture and carry away any and all that dare swim in the lake. Okay, I won't swim there. In the early 1860s, Mormon settlers began to see these creatures. S.M. Johnson claimed to have seen something akin to a downed carcass floating in the water. He described it as having cluster-like ears the size of teacups, and it could spurt geysers of water from its nose. So a weird-looking whale? I'm trying to picture it. You let me know in the comments if you can picture that. He believed that it must have been of enormous size because it didn't drift to the shore, so its legs must have been embedded in the muddy bottom of the lake. Most of the sightings of this creature describe it as a kind of dragon, or freakish, alligator-like beast. In the year 2000, James Chase noticed something strange swimming in the lake near Pelican Point, around 40 yards from where he was, so a little distance away. He claimed to have seen something that was a little larger than a barrel drum in width, surfaced to the top of the water like a whale, and then submerged again. James said it was shimmering silver in color with large yellow stripes running vertically along its midsection. Now, James is a Hawaiian transplant and had encountered many different forms of ocean life, but he said he had never seen anything like this. Next up, we have water babies. That was my nickname as a kid. Apparently there's something to fear, and are also known as water kelpies or merfolk. The local water babies originate from the Native American Ute telling and can be found all over the world and fall into the category of undine, which is a fairy water species. Hey, I love fairies. And mermaids. Apparently they can be very dangerous if you disregard or disrespect them, but doesn't that apply to most things? Oh, so you know when you're walking by the shore and you hear the distant crying of babies? Yep, this is what you hear. Now most people will only hear them, because if you see them, I hate to break it to you, but probably too late for you. Many a boater has come upon what looked like floating reeds or lakeweed, but in actuality, it's the hair of the water baby just floating at the surface, and just below it, this water baby hides, waiting for the unsuspecting fisherman to fall into its trap. Okay, good to know if I ever randomly decide to take up fishing. Probably not gonna happen. I've done it like once in my lifetime. In 4th place, we have modern mummification. Yes, I'll back it up with some context first. I'm not evil. This is one of 2 scary religions I'll be discussing today. And while they're not necessarily on the traumatizing level of scary, it definitely falls under unsettling for, well, me at least. Back in 1975, Claude Corky Noel claimed to have had an encounter with highly intelligent beings he called Summa individuals, who revealed to him the true nature of the universe. Corky promptly changed his legal name to Summum Bonum Amon Ra, Corky Ra for short, and founded the Summum religion. Its name is a play on the Latin word summus, meaning highest, and the religion is based out of Salt Lake City. To an outside observer like myself, Summum resembles a blend of science fiction, with alien encounters, cloning, New Age mysticism, and a healthy blend of ancient religions. Summum draws many of its beliefs from Egyptian polytheism, with a particular emphasis on the sun god Ra, although it also relies on the teachings of Gnostic Christians, such as those found in the Gospel of Thomas. Practicing the religion relies heavily on meditation, aimed at the summum goal of spiritual psychokinesis. For those who are unaware, psychokinesis is the power to move objects with your brain. Something I wouldn't mind doing when I do my grocery run next week. Groceries get heavy. A particular peculiarity of the church is that it practices modern mummification. Fun alliteration. It believes that mummification allows for a soul to smoothly depart from our world to the next. Additionally, it claims that the modern mummification process they use preserves the cells and enables them to be cloned in the future. Do you at least sign a consent form first? For some followers, reincarnation is a scientific as well as a spiritual concept. The Summum Pyramid was built between 1977 to 79 and serves as the church's main teaching space, meditation hall, and provider of modern mummification. Yeah, try saying that 5 times fast. Their pyramid, like their religion, is sealed except to the open mind. whatever the heck that means. Here's something to chew on. The pyramid itself, which incorporates, the divine proportions into its measurements, is not zoned as a church, but take a wild guess. You're not gonna get this. A bonded winery. This is so the pyramid can produce what the Summum Church calls nectar publications, which are alcoholic drinks used during meditation services. Since the organization doesn't keep formal membership records, they base the number of people who have received the message of Summum on the number of wine bottles, or publications, they have distributed, which is somewhere around 250,000 to date. Okay, this is so wild to me, seeing as Utah is one of the driest states out there. To make ends meet, the Summum Church offers mummification services to non-Summum members for those who yearn for something more. It offers the service to both humans and pets alike. Prices range from $67,000 for a person to as low as $4,000 for a pet under 15 pounds. All I can think about right now is like that one episode of Criminal Minds where the unsubbed mummified people while they were still alive, and I kinda hate my brain for it. In third place, we have the legend of Old Main. As the legend goes, Virginia Loomis had her life ended in the late 1800s, and her body was discovered on the boulder used to make many of the bricks to construct the Cedar City building in 1898. It's said that some of the bricks contain her red bodily fluids, with one of them being occasionally on display at Southern Utah University. The supposed killer, Stephen Farr, later in life was hired as a janitor at the university, where revenge was served. On his first day of work, he was lighting the old coal furnace in Old Main's basement when something caused the furnace door to slam shut on his arm. Stephen burned to death, unable to wrench free, becoming the human torch that burned Old Main to the ground in 1948. It's said the ghost of Virginia was seen laughing in the flames, and Virginia was written on Stephen's skull. It's referenced at least as far back as a university newspaper article in 1986. There, it talks about the spooky happenings documented from the beginning, and a parapsychology expert who was brought in back in 1948 to solve 50 years of the building haunting people. I'm all for a girl power gal haunting like she rightfully deserves. In second place, time to visit Skinwalker Ranch. Dang, it's been a minute since I've talked about cryptids, hasn't it? Well, here we go. Sherman Ranch, also known as Skinwalker Ranch, has been reported as a hub for paranormal activity ranging from UFO sightings to strange beasts with red eyes. The 500 acres of isolated land is located between Ballard and Vernal in Utah. The Sherman family acquired the ranch in the 1990s, but Native American myths of skinwalkers, witches with the ability to shapeshift into various animals, have haunted the region for centuries. Before the Sherman family inhabited the ranch, the spot was known as UFO Alley, and the Desert News reported in 1978 that nearby residents had spotted a dome-shaped UFO over the ranch that was surrounded by a glowing green light. Now, the supernatural activity didn't end when the Sherman family inhabited the ranch. The family reported doorways of light appearing in the midair, cattle that vanished, animals mutilated on the property, crop circle-like patterns in the surrounding fields, unidentified flying objects or orbs, and invisible objects emitting destructive magnetic fields. While investigating the disappearance of cattle, one man reportedly saw a large beast, like a wolf but larger, and cattle near the ranch. The man fired a tiny kaboom at the creature that hit its intended target, but the creature didn't slow down and appeared to escape unscathed. Well, if I ever find myself in Utah for some weird reason, I know where to visit. In first place, we have the Kingston group cult. This is sadly the one entry on today's list that's more horrifying from icky stuff instead of, spooky stuff. So if you want to jump over to the conclusion for ooky spooky creepy instead of yikes, feel free to do so now. I'll meet you there. For those who feel like they can endure listening to this, here goes. In 2022, the Kingston group was on the receiving end of a lawsuit from former members that alleged years of unpaid labor, people selling, and icky non-consensual sexual stuff. The sex ex-members claim that it's largely through illegal marriage practices that the group is able to unlawfully make women and their offspring religious martyrs and traffic them for sexual and labor purposes. The lawsuit contains explicit details of how Kingston group leaders allegedly arrange incestuous and sometimes way too young marriages between youngins and adult men with exalted status to produce hundreds of future followers. The suit alleges episodes of forced insemination aimed at forcing pregnancy and teaching elementary school attendees about plural marriage. 9 of the plaintiffs claim that the Kingston group made them begin working during their elementary or preschool days, through their late teenage years, never receiving a paycheck. In her complaint, Amanda Ray Grant claimed she was assigned to work in her early teens at Advanced Copy, where wedding announcements and invitations were printed because, wedding pictures of incestuous or plural marriages can't be printed at Walmart. Another plaintiff, Jeremy Roberts, says he started working 4 hours a day, year-round, at a farm run by the order when he's in the higher single digits of age, and by the time he was in the lower double digits, he was working 12-hour shifts at a mine that the order ran. While the Kingston group, founded in 1935, is not affiliated with the infamous FLDS, members practice a fundamentalist version of Mormonism that involves, polygamy. Members are primarily born into the organization, whose leader, Paul Eden Kingston, is known as the Man in the Watchtower. The lawsuit explains how the birth certificates of multiple plaintiffs failed to list their biological fathers, so those men could escape the legal consequences inherent to having multiple, often too young, wives. 2 of the plaintiffs share the same father, Jesse Orville Kingston. The suit alleges Kingston family members tried to preserve their lineage purity by marrying and procreating with other, Kingstons. Jesse Orville Kingston is not listed on either birth certificate, according to the lawsuit, which additionally accuses him of fathering more than 300 offspring with 14 wives. That's too many. No. I don't even want to have the idea of giving birth to like one single being. Multiple? 300 divided by 14? I don't like that math. No. The Kingston group argued that it's the parents' prerogative to file birth records for their children how they choose within the bounds of law, saying in a statement that it's especially true of the mother, who has the legal right to establish paternity or not to establish paternity at the time of filing. Okay. The statement added that the group has not issued any specific guidance for members pertaining to birth certificates, medical records, but encourages its members to follow the law. I'm calling bull. Anyone else? And thank goodness that brings us to the end of our time. Utah wasn't exactly on my list of places I needed to visit before today, and my opinion has not changed. Feel free to let me know in the comments if there are any places I should add to my must-visit list. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more from us here at Top 5 Scary Videos.